have an agenda before you, Alderman. Can I hear a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, so we'll adopt the agenda. We also have a copy of the minutes from July. Are there any changes or anything that needs to be done to that, or is that pretty much as you expected? Good. And could I have a motion to approve it? Is it okay?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, so moved. And you have a copy of the bills in front of you. Are there any questions, anything that's not self-explanatory, anything that you want to know about? If not, could I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded, to pay the bills. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is Adam Wilson's permit. Have y'all looked it over and thought about it and come to a decision?
I think he's done what we asked him to do.
That's what I was just gonna say. I think he's done what we asked, and the only thing I would say is, don't forget it's gotta be skirted before we turn any water on. Okay? Yeah, I knew that, I figured that you probably hadn't, done that because, you know, we hadn't give you the approval yet, but, the one up the road just got theirs done this week, and it looks 1,000% better.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
Don't forget the process next time.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Make a motion to pass.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, so you get your permit, Adam. You get your permit.
Okay, thank you.
The next one is a building permit for Mr. Brazil Curry. Are you Mr. Curry?
No.
I knew better. Have y'all looked at that and considered it and thought it over?
I looked at it, I'm not sure where it's at. Where's it gonna be located?
You know, there's little houses on Wood Ruston.
Four houses.
On the left, there's 4 little houses in a row that sits down in a.
Right.
Okay, it's one of those.
It's the very end one, the very last one,
Go ahead, push your right.
toward Ruston, the very last one, going toward Ruston.
I got you.
So, what do y'all think?
I mean, it looks nice. You know, what he's proposed, all he did is what he's proposed, most of the things.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, so we can call him and tell him he's got his permits. Next thing is on the agenda is public comment. Is there anything anybody would like to say? Ask about or talk about?
Yes, I got a question about the drainage system, the ditches. Is that state owned or what? The state got that?
Parish, the parish.
This coming out of the clear court in front of my house. Every time we get heavy rain, that drainage ditch right there is coming right down this flood my whole front
You live
yard.
on 80, don't you?
Yeah, that's on it.
Well, that's
That's
the
the state.
That's state.
Yeah.
So I need to get contact the state, they just with that drainage ditch. Cause when that water come out of the trailer court across the street, that drainage hole right there, it come right in my front yard. It's not draining down the street. It's not draining. Until we get the heavy rain.
What is your address?
9155 Highway 80.
Right there.
Right past Chipper Joe's.
I'll give them a call too.
Okay, good.
And see if we can get something done.
Yeah, cause it's
Well,
not draining down the street.
Sometimes it helps if more than one person calls. So I'll call them in the morning and
Okay.
talk to them about it. And you call them too, though.
I need to know.
I got it. I'll give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure will.
While we're on that same, thought here, I had, and I left my phone, but I had a picture basically similar to his, but it's gonna be a parish issue, so since we have a potential police juror here, it's right down here on, Brownsville. That last little rain we had, there's one cover that goes under the road over there, and it's not big enough. And I think the people that had contacted me said that they talked to the police jury and they came out and looked at it and made the comment, yes, it definitely needed another cover, but they've never done anything about it. It's been over a year ago. And he asked me if we had any extra pull with the police jury. I said, well, we can make a call, you know, and contact them and see why that nothing ever got followed up on it, you know? But it would be just a matter of making a road cut there and putting an additional culvert in there, I would think, to accommodate that problem,
But
but,
it's really a street.
uh,
It's really a street, it's really ours.
yeah, is it ours?
If it's Bradford,
Okay. Well, then we may be,
but we get the parish to do it.
yeah.
What's the address there, Jerry?
It's Fred Carter.
At Fred Hall?
Yeah, right there.
That's always
Yeah.
a really bad
But,
problem.
yeah, this last little rain we had, he
Yeah.
sent me pictures of it, and I mean, it was, looked like it was about 3 feet deep out there.
Whoa,
We did look, see if the culvert stopped up.
it's possible.
I don't think it is, I looked at it, I don't think, it's just that it's only like maybe a 10-inch culvert or something like that, but if you look at the terrain of that, where that house, where all that's at, it drains from 3 locations. It drains from Woodyard Road,
Yeah.
it drains from the backside there, back that way, and it also drains from 563 here.
I think Fred I think they had people out there, I think they even had the Corps of Engineers out there looking at that, the claim there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, he said that they
I
told
find
him,
that hard to believe.
me too. He said they told him that they agreed that they needed to put another culvert in, but it needed to be up the hill. I said, that don't make any sense to put a culvert in up the hill. The water ain't up there. The water's down there. You know?
I thought you said that guy that wanted to run a bit.
And I was gonna say, he had a hard time getting it to run uphill. But, I told him I would mention that tonight, and maybe we could follow up on, maybe a call to,
Well, we can check it out at least.
maybe Mr. Bennett, I think, is our police juror
I
now.
don't know, Bennett, yeah, Bobby just came out to see me a few days ago.
Yeah, yeah.
He said if I needed anything, call him, so I will.
Okay, give him a ring.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody would like to say? Hey, Jay, you want to give your report?
Sure, I'll go ahead. Really the only thing new this month, other than the big project taking off, is we added one of the automatic flush valves to Highway 150 going north. So far, it seems to be working great. So ideally, moving forward, possibly next month, try to go ahead and get another one online as well. You know, we got the water tied in with the other water system down here. I spoke with Michael Corley day before yesterday about it. He said it should be wrapping up just pretty much any day was what he told me. I haven't heard from him lately. I don't know if there's been any changes. The construction crew on our project, they are flying along. They have, I mean, I'm sure y'all seen, they've done a lot of work. So I would be willing to say it won't be long, they'll be ready to tie into the existing lines and probably start putting water through it too. Other than that, that's kind of pretty much all I've had. Lift stations, we have one problem with the lift station out on Highway 150. We had to get the vacuum truck out again. Same problem, flushable wipes, dish rags, some kind of cotton material, but definitely a lot of the wipes. And that was plugging up the pumps. So we got the vac truck out, sucked it all the way to the bottom to try to get all the wipes out. When he left, there was no sign of anything in the bottom other than just normal sludge. But it was a lot of wipes we pulled out of. We actually went back in with one pump twice. Second time it ran 30 seconds before it clogged completely back up. And it's mainly wipes, is what it looks like. Or, like I said, some kind of dish rags or something. Other than that, that's pretty much all I've got for this month.
Is there anything we can do as far as maybe deterring that, flushing that stuff down the toilet?
I don't know.
Other than maybe sending out a notification with the water.
I was just thinking about that today, Mr. Jerry, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have no idea
Yeah.
that it's causing problems, because it says they're flushable,
Yeah,
but they're not causing problems until they get to our pumps.
yeah.
So I think that'd be a great idea.
Well,
We can find
a
more.
dish rag don't have a label on it that says don't flush it.
But there's just some kind of cotton material in it. The majority of it, we're about 90% sure was those wipes. That's what it appeared. I mean, they were in little squares, just like that
You
perfect
can't
little
put a
square.
notice on the car, on the billing card.
I think it might help if we just put a notification that, you know, if they would help assist with that, you know.
Yeah, another thing, we are gonna have to come up with some money somewhere to buy some more pumps. We're down to one pump and too many stations, and it's getting to the point that it's just not comfortable at all. And the sewer account is always rock bottom, so we're gonna have to come up with something. Just simply we gotta do it.
And right now, the plan we're looking at too is, as kind of preventative, is when we do go back in and do these inspections to determine which ones we need to pull, which ones we need new ones. We're also in the process gonna get the vacuum truck out to clean them all out, to remove any existing rags and stuff, so we can kind of be starting fresh. I've spoken with Delta Process, and they can give us a technician for a week if we need it. And that would probably be more than enough time. There's a couple of the pumps, it's possible we could pull them, and they might be clogged up, go right back in, they would work, but I have a feeling most of them are gonna be burned up and need to be replaced. But before we do anything, we've gotta figure out what size they are, so we know what kind of money we're looking at too.
Well, we'll get some quotes from them.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Right, but before we can do anything, the first step is gonna be getting them over for a few days and having them pull all the pumps.
Yeah.
That'll be the big thing first.
Okay, the next thing is the mayor's report, and, the first thing I want to do is thank Doug and Dan Durrett and Jerry Davis for fixing the garbage truck like they did. They really put a lot of work into that, and we really appreciate y'all for doing it. You're pretty well up there on my list. We picked up this month already, and, I can already see a difference in the way the town looks. There's still a bunch of it's got to be picked up, so. Jerry was nice enough to haul me around the other day and let me look at some of the sites that he's cleaned up, and I made notes on all those, so I'm gonna give them, work orders next time on where to go pick up some of the ditches. And people cut brush and just pile it in the ditches, and that keeps the water flow messed up, and we need to get it through their mind heads that they can't do that. It's just not right. So anyway. And, on the, dilapidated housing, I've gotten bids on what it will take to get that cleaned up, and the problem here is that when you do a demolition like they're gonna do, they don't go in and separate clothing and appliances and all that sort of thing before they demolish. They just, just take it down. Okay, the landfill in Ruston is a class 1, I think, is the qualifications that they've got, and they have to have everything separated down to the bare wood. The one at Farmville can take it out. You can just demolish it and take it and dump it. So I got from Antonio Green out of Ruston. He first gave me a $6,500 quote for Kennedy and a $4,500 for Highway 80. And I've spoken with him several times since then, and he has finally agreed that he probably can do both of them if I let him do them both at the same time. So he's over here working straight. He can do them both for $9,000 and haul it to Farmer. So, and the other one was for Mr. Jenkins, and he did $8,000 for both of them. But the kicker there was that he wanted to burn it on the back of, dump it in the back of his property and burn it and then bury it. Well, the fire marshal won't let him do that. I talked to Chief Reynolds one day this week. He was here, and that's against the law. It's not feasible, so I don't want to get in trouble with that. So I think Antonio's offer is probably going to be about as good as we get. So I'm still going to talk to Mr. Jenkins some more and see if there's anything better that he's, if he can come up with whatever. I mean, I'd like to give it to somebody from our community if we could, but if he can't at least match this man's offer of his quotes, I don't guess we can use it. Because I surely don't want to do something that'll get us in trouble with the fire department.
He's already burning over there behind there anyway. I don't know what he's burning, but he's burning over there.
Well, I don't want to be his reason for doing that.
I'm not fussing about it or anything, but I'm just saying he's already doing it.
Well, I knew he was. I know the police department stopped him from burning tires. Was it tires? That they stopped him from burning over there one time. He had a huge amount of tires that he was burning.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do that.
But like you say, this is, with getting the town involved in it, the village involved with it, we want to do it. Everything on the.
Yeah, I want it all the
Yeah.
way it's supposed to be. I don't want to have to go back and beg forgiveness later or make excuses or whatever because I do know better. Okay, and we've been approved for the generator project. However, the way they had written it up, we we were gonna get a generator at that well at the end of Brassel by the cemetery. We don't want one there, we want it at the school well. So, when I told Kip about that, now this started, oh gosh, over a year ago, I guess, when we thought we were gonna use that Brassel lump in the one down by the cemetery. And we're gonna make that non-potable and use the school well. And, they had to rewrite the whole proposal, naturally. And there'll be a smaller generator at the school than it would have been at Brazel, because it had to pump it a lot farther from Brazel to the holding tank than the school will have to go. So, we're just sort of on hold for that. They said we could go ahead and start and put one down at the treatment plant and, at the big well and here at City Hall, but that would mean advertising for bids twice, running it to the paper twice, all the extra papers, 2 sets of paperwork. So I think I'd just rather wait and do it all at one time. They said it didn't matter which way we did it. So I think we'll just wait. And he said it won't take long to get it rewritten and all that sort of thing. So that's the way I'd rather go, if y'all will go along with me on that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Y'all too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and another thing that I think we've got to address is our ordinance on mobile homes. We need to set an age limit for mobile homes. If we don't, we're never gonna get this town cleaned up. We need to decide how old they can be to come in here. So y'all give me some thoughts on that.
Let's think it over just and talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Let's think it over and we'll
Okay.
decide
Okay,
something
we're
next
taking
week.
that one. Okay.
In reference to the letter that was in our packet, though,
Yeah, address that if you would, please.
well, they started off by saying they commended us for extending their support for the town council in actions of cleaning up the town.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, it's like they agree with the fact they want the town cleaned up, but don't leave it, don't put them involved in it. Don't get me involved in
Yeah,
it, you know.
Yeah,
And, you know, nothing good comes without some kind of sacrifice.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
You gotta make sacrifices, and, they're talking about it could be detrimental on them collecting 1 month of rent.
Well, it might not even be that. I was just talking to Doug about that before the meeting. It would be amazing if somebody moved out right at the end of the month and somebody might want to move in right at the first, you know, before they get, but if they come on up here, as soon as they know that it's gonna have a change and get it on the agenda.
My comment to them would be, what if this was happening across the street from your house,
Exactly.
and they moved all this stuff in there,
Exactly.
these mobile homes that are already run down, dilapidated, and everything else, without any approval
Mhm.
or anything like that,
Mhm.
and do it within a 30-day period, we have no recourse, you know?
True. So I think the status quo needs to stand on that, on our procedure for building permits and that sort of thing. But I want y'all to speak back too, so.
Well, it was set up if somebody wanted to move a mobile home beside somebody that had a very nice house. It gave the people in the house an opportunity to protest at the
To voice an
meeting.
opinion, yeah.
At the meeting.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can do it is have it at the meeting. It really is down first Monday of the month.
Mhm.
And that's the way it was set up, and that's the way it needs to stay. You can't let some,
No, you can't make exceptions
No.
on it. No, you can't.
but that's the way it was set up, is
Yeah, I
for
remember
the
that.
neighbors would have, you know,
Uh-huh.
have
And I
to
think
go,
they
to
should
go and
have
say
that.
opinion on it, so we've got to leave it like it
So we're not gonna change the ordinance on that, but we may put an addendum to it.
Well, I mean, just like we're talking about there with him a minute ago about his mobile home too. I think we need to, something in the effect of, they need to be we've given him a permit to go ahead and do it. But he also understands that part of that is it's gotta be skirted and, you know, and I commend you on a good job of cleaning up over there. It looks really good over there. But, you know, we've got some over here that's moved in over here. They ain't skirted that. That thing's been there for, what, 2 months now? 3 months?
Which one?
Right across the railroad tracks.
is. First one was there.
First one on the left. And the one behind it's only partially skirted. So here's my understanding on that is if we're gonna say if we're gonna tell Ivan here that thing's gotta be skirted, we don't need to turn any water on until we go over there and look and see that everything is done right and it meets, you know, what our expectations of, that we gave him have been completed. And, you know, because, I mean, he had a legitimate gripe there about the fact that we had one up there on the corner that's been there for 2 years and that never was skirted,
And I
you know.
there's more around town than I do.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, we're gonna send them letters, every
Yeah.
one of them. And we're working on getting them to clean up around Village Mart.
And you'd be amazed how much difference it looks, that trailer up there that they put have you been up there since you put that lattice around it? If y'all hadn't been by and looked, I don't know if y'all have or not, but it looks, it makes it 1,000% different, yeah,
Sure
it
is.
really does.
Yeah.
And it's not that, you know, it's not that expensive to skirt a mobile home, I mean, it's, you know, so, I mean, that's just my 2 cents worth on it.
I'm glad to hear it. But now, as far as turning the water on, having them skirted before you turn the water on, Jerry, I don't think that we can do that because it says in our rules and regulations about putting a mobile home in, they have 90 days to skirt it.
Okay, well, as long as there's some understanding, there's something in our
Yeah.
bylaws or whatever you wanna call it that says that that's part of what's got the ordinances that says that that's what has to be done. And I feel like it needs to be put in everybody's hand.
It is.
When they come in and get a permit, it's like Ivan here,
That's what we do.
that we give it to them and say, okay, 90 days from now, we're gonna come out and look at, you know, we're expecting it to be skirted and
Okay, and
nice and
actually
neat.
what it says is that if it's not brought up to code, like we specified in the ordinance, we can fine them $100 or it's up to $500. And if that doesn't work, we can turn the water off. So I don't think that we can say we won't turn it on until it's skirted.
Well, that was just
Yeah.
maybe in a way of
Yeah.
enforcing it to make it functionally work
Well,
functionally.
we're just gonna have to follow up and go look, and if they haven't done it, you'll have to find them.
In 90 days, somebody needs to go by there and
Yeah,
check them.
yeah. Y'all can help me out with that, if you
Yeah.
want to, I'd be glad to have it.
Owen's got his hand up.
Oh,
I mean, I practically go to every house up here, so
pardon me?
I practically go to every house
Yeah.
up here, so if I could help on that issue, I'd be more than happy to let y'all know what's what.
Okay, that's
So,
great.
We
Appreciate
got
it.
right at 500 meters, 400 some meters, so I read every one of them, so
Okay,
I just pretty much know every resident, so.
okay. I'll
If
be
you
careful
need
of
me to
that.
help do that part, I'd be more than happy to do it.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. We haven't, got the loan paid off yet. The lady that was gonna do the payoff for us has been out of town almost this whole past month. She finally got it today, did you not?
Fine. Yeah, but she hadn't responded to my email back to her. She didn't.
Well,
She just asked for a payoff date. I gave her the payoff date and I follow her.
okay,
Nothing.
well, we'll follow up on that, okay. Okay, and, I think I told y'all last time that we could get a change order and get that integral alert system installed at the well so that we can cut out the AT&T bill, so that's been set in motion. Henry has rewritten that and submitted it, so we're in good shape there. And, also, there's been we put in a change order, to the water lines, changed a little bit. Instead of the way they were going, we're going to go, sort of take a shortcut and tie into the 8-inch, water line at school. It's a shorter route, and we'll be that much further ahead when we get around to getting the new water lines, which, that's my next, that's my next goal. But anyway, if we can, it may cost us a little extra money. The integral alert system pretty much takes care of the excess that we had in that grant. And it may be about $4,000 that we'll have to come up with, but I told Henry to go ahead and do it, and I'll find it somewhere. I just think it's very important that we get this done and get it done right. So, we're working on that now too, so. And I made my first, payment to Dixie Overland today. They got their first payment, so, and I've already sent the application to CWEP to get the money back for it, so that'll take a few weeks for something, I don't know, a month maybe. So that's going good, and I guess that's about all I wanted to tell y'all. So if nobody has anything further to add, then we'll motion to adjourn the meeting.